What's up, everybody? We have autoed the Chimera pretty much from day one. I think we did a manual run the very first time it launched, and we one keyed it on that, so I just kind of kept autoing it from here on out. But I think tonight we're going to sit down and see just how many trials we can get while still one keying the damage, which means we may take a little bit of focus off of the damage itself to get some more trials. But I want to see what the best overall, at least for this account, that we can do. And hopefully y'all will be able to get some tips, and if there's something you're struggling with, maybe I'll be able to help you with that in the process. Enjoy. I guess we're going to pull these soul stones first. They are having a awakening boost. And I finished the event for Sand Devil, so I have a free Prism Shard summon. Probably going to do that too. And then we'll get into the team that I'm using, and a couple of legendaries. 3 legendaries. I don't have any of these 3 champions, though. It is wild, I don't even know who Osgren is. But I've been playing for over 3 years. Still don't have a Lord Shazar or a Solus, but I don't really need either one of them. I have Commodus, so my Demon Spawn Bomber is pretty much covered. Well, really, any bomber. It's kind of... I don't think there's any champions that... Maybe Nishmak Vermintide can give him a run for his money, but Commodus brings so much more to the table with his turn meter, block active skills, still buff. Well, he doesn't still buffs, but he removes buffs. He's just a great champion. Oh, and he puts out weaken on everybody. Nobody in there that we're dying to have. Man, that was a lot of talking without catching my breath. Newt's, who's the headline champion, I've already got 2 of them, so I don't really need him at this point. And there's not really any champions in here that I need. I would like a Mishinaki. He puts out the burn on his A1 for 2 turns, and then he has an AoE that decreases defense and attack for 2 turns if they're under a hex. And then his A3 is a double hitter AoE that strips all buffs from everybody, then puts a hex on him. And whenever an ally attacks an enemy under a hex, this champion has a 50% chance to team up and join the ally's attack, which is like Ronda on steroids. And I wouldn't mind having a Regosh for Cursed City just because of how hard he hits. But he's mainly just bringing decreased defense and stuns. I've already got 2 Freyas, 2 Wixwells, 1 Harima, Saltless Dragonbane, Feral. I don't have these 3 on the bottom, but yeah, I've given my opinion on them. As far as the epics go, where is that? Narox Blackthorn? I don't even know this champion. Double hitter A1 with a decreased speed, big burst for 2 turns. That's not a horrible A1. Ally protection on all allies, and then puts a counterattack on this champion. And then he has an AoE with a 75% chance when booked, chance to place and provoke for 1 turn. And it cannot be resisted if this champion's defense is lower than the target, so you want to make him an HP champion. And he puts a reflect damage on everybody for 2 turns. So, yeah, nothing I'm crazy about. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally under ally protection, that's a 15% chance to place in a provoke at this attacker for 1 turn. I can see him being useful for early accounts, and he's got a decent aura for faction crypts, 30% defense on everyone. But I don't think I'll ever use him. Anyways, let's get into the Chimera. What's it? Oh. I was like, what's it telling me to look at? Should probably use our Demon Lord key real quick. Odd that I have 2 right now. I should only have 1, unless I skipped a clan boss. I did this morning. Huh. Not sure how that happened. Maybe I got it as a reward from something. $4.24. Not bad. Okay, Chimera. Here we go. We'll try it out on hard as our test dummy, and then we'll move on. So what I'm thinking is Mikage. This is basically what I've been hearing on the videos, plus a little bit of my twist on it. Trying to think if I would rather use Teox or 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 Ninja. Hmm. Maybe we don't need Mikage on this one. Maybe we bring in what's his name? Grand Oak Podrick, sorry. But then we don't have a cleanser. Maybe we don't need a cleanser. We'll see. When it gets to that Viper form, we'll know. We're gonna go ahead and let this guy take a turn. That way he don't take all our buffs away. Hmm. There's a lot of buff overlap on this team, though. I don't know if that's for the best. Surprised Necmo ain't the one teaming up there. Let's see. Wow, it went from being like, what was it, 130 a hit up to like 2 something a hit. Let's see what this one does just for shits and giggles. Oh, not bad. Did almost a mil right there. When he gets one more turn in, we're going to start letting these buffs die off a little bit. Yeah, this will be the last round of buffs until he transforms. We are getting a lot of turns. Damn. Oh, come on, take a turn. I thought he transformed on 5, not at the end of 5. Shit. Like I said, I haven't manualed this since he very first dropped. There it goes. Now, can we fear it? I believe we do on Lydia. I don't think we have a way to bail, though. Which I have a second team in mind, and we get 2 runs, so we'll try it. Oh shit, Teox. You know, the revive about got him killed. Wow. Oh, we don't have enough debuffs. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. We need to get that fear damage, though. Which it can wait till the second rotation, assuming we make it that far. And the reason I say that is because every challenge you do, it makes the like base phase boss hit harder and have like more bonuses. Now he's already ignoring unkillable, but the next 4 to 6, he's ignore block damage. That's not really that bad. But then when you hit 7 through 9, he ignores a quarter of your defense. So, high HP champions, still good, but defense champions, it'll rock your world. Damn, he ain't feared. Oh. Well, like I said, even if it doesn't go, I'd almost prefer it not to so we have that much less ignored defense going on. Oh, there's a fear. Now it looks like we're going to get it. Yep. Looks like Mikage and Ninja is going to be pretty much a staple on the next team. Don't think we're going to put any buffs out. Rawr. He said rawr. So the A1s, which I was under a bunch of debuffs just then, so I'm not even going to count that damage. Come on, Teox. Ooh, that wasn't that good. Watch Ninja out damage him, even though he's bad affinity. Well, I say bad affinity, but he's void here. That was a bit of damage. Trying to find teams I ain't got a manual since we're doing this. But I do have to make a little bit of progress on my free to play in the process. Alright. Sorry about that. I had to pull it up on the internet and make sure it was actually live. Sometimes it'll show that it's live, and then like 10 or 13 minutes in, it'll just cut off, and it doesn't like ever tell me why. Oh, where's my cigarettes? I am a little concerned when we hit that Viper form, though. I mean, maybe with all the continuous heals, we can out-heal the poison damage, but it's going to be pushing it. That leech should help as well, though. By the way, what'd you think of the thumbnail? Pretty cringe, eh? What do we got? Almost like we're We're getting close to like 900k on that. But my Newt, I believe he hits about 3 mil on Blessed Bash. And it seems like my ninja outdamaged my Newt on certain affinities. So I could be mistaken, but I'm not sure. If I had a Pythion, then I could bring in Lazarius and use Pythion to be the cleanser, and that would be a great Lizardman team. Teox's damage would skyrocket then, because he would get the extra damage per debuff. What would that amount to? Up to 100% more damage? Are we fucking up not running that? Trying to think of what Lizardmen I have. I mean, Necmo, Teox, but and Lazarius, but we need one more that would actually be useful to put on this team. Let's see, because that's going to double his damage. And depending on what they bring and what they don't, we could spare Oak, Podrick, or Lydia if they're bringing in any weakens or decreased defense. Oh, Dracomorph. See what kind of gear we got on him. We got 300 accuracy. Yeah, let's bring him in. Let's try this. This should make Teox considerably harder hitting. I don't think there's anything we can upgrade on Teox, is there? I mean, I wish his crit damage was higher, but that 7k attack's pretty nice. Seeing if there's anything that isn't really contributing. That double crit damage, no. We got a 6-star Merciless Shield. What do we get here? Not what we needed. Quite the opposite of what we needed. Let's re-roll it. We got plenty of them re-roll tokens. Double into crit damage. What does that give us? Plus 7 more crit damage. We lose a bunch of speed, though. I don't like that. Let's re-roll this one. Nope. I'm afraid we're barking up the wrong tree on that. Can we get a crit damage? Nope. It didn't even change. What the fuck? Other than maybe making it a little bit tankier, I don't think we're going to get much more out of this gear set. Can we get a percentage on this? Oh. Wish we had some better gauntlets. I mean, that's not bad by no means, but substat rolling's less than spectacular. Damn. Alright. Let's try this out. Oh wow, she's going twice before he gets to go once. Guess that's the beauty of, oh, like almost 400 speed. Oh yeah. Went from like 300k hit to 590. I don't know if we're going to get as many turns to make up for it, though. That's going to be the real question. Well, yes, he's doing more damage. I don't know if we're going to get more damage per turn. Like, he's doing more damage, but we're losing a lot of turns. Damn, though. 800k on that one hit. We'll run this out a little bit and see. Maybe once we get up and going. I'm going to put her in her second form and see if she can put out much damage. She can at least do that. I don't know if that carries over between rotations, but if so, then as the fight goes on, that's going to be like very helpful. Losing, I'll have to look. I'll have to look at the percentage. What's it say on her passive or her A1 actually? First hit increases this champion's attack by 3% up to 30. Second hit decreases 3% of the target's attack or defense and destroys 3% of target's max HP, depending on their type, up to 30%. So yeah, up to 30% reduction on their attack or defense, whichever their main stat is. I'm not really sure. I mean, we're doing over like 1.5 mil or 1.4 mil on that A3. What's the A2 doing? Not as much as the A3, surprisingly. It's definitely raising her attack. I can see her numbers going up on Lazarius. What's this gonna hit? About 180k. Not horrendous. Ah, shit. I should have waited on that one. Damn, we're getting 447k on the A A1 at T-Ox. I did the same thing this fight where I thought that he transformed at the start of turn 5, not the end. He's dueling Necmo? Okay. Not who I thought. I don't see the attack increase or decrease going on this one. Unless maybe we maxed it out. Let's see. No, still nothing. I guess we hit the cap on it. We'll go ahead and use Lasarius as revive. I almost wish we would have kept going with the original team that we had, but it'll be okay. We'll still one key it, no problem. Even if we didn't make it to the Viper, we're still I think we'd have enough points beforehand. Or let me rephrase, even if the Viper wiped us out. But there isn't no denying how hard Teox is hitting. At least we're getting a at least a minimum like 1.4, 1.5 million per turn. Almost 2 million. Actually, we are averaging 2 million per turn. And that's with just going through the ram form that really makes you like lose on damage for a few turns. Still debating on if it's better to do that one or his A1. I'm thinking his A1 actually hits harder than his A2. At least in this mode. It don't feel like it in the arena, but his A1, maybe it's because Lazarius adding 1.2 or 120k on top of it. I'm not sure. We haven't done a single ritual or challenge yet, though. We haven't even made progress on them. And I don't think we'll be able to with this team. This is just strictly damage, I guess. Either way, it appears to be destroying this thing. Oh shit, we didn't let any of these buffs roll off. How'd we lose that? How did we lose that? Did they go first? We gotta see how we lost that one. Ah, I see. Oh, fuck you, Candyman. I don't know if we'll be able to do any on this list. We really need to bring Arnold up to 60. We pulled him over the weekend, and from what I've been hearing and reading, he's a great champion. Give me those buffs. I don't see any teams close to my rating on there. Alright, back to Chimera. We don't have increased defense. We'll get the leech one. I don't know if we have 5 unique buffs or not. Yeah, we have 5 on Teox there for a minute. Let's put her back in her damage form and see what happens. Weak hits, that's what happens. Well, we're getting over 1.5 mil per A3, which is pretty nice. Well, we're back to decreasing attack, so I guess I don't know if it carries over or not. We got a fourth one. Which one? Oh, counterattack and ally attacks. Nice. I didn't realize we was going to be able to get that one, but I should have known with Teox's counterattack A1 or ally attack. Sorry. Let's get it on. Ooh, we missed our weekend. That's not good. The 6 foot tall demonic doll will come for us all. There's a lot of spit in that statement. Viper form. Man, I wish I didn't have all these continuous hills out. Oh, well, after this form, it's the Viper. And my BPM so low, my heart rate ain't picking up. Okay, so I think the main form, the attack decrease from Lazarius carries over, but not on the subsequent forms like the like singular forms. I think you have to redo it on those. But I do believe the base form it carries over. Well, we hit 60 mil, not even at turn 25 yet. We'll definitely be able to pull a billion out of the two teams. This team alone probably get me close to a billion, or sorry, half a billion. And then the second team, I expect to get a little bit more than this one because Ninja deals a little bit more damage, and we'll be able to do more trials that way. We'll replace Necmo with our bias. We'll keep Senna. We'll put in Mikage and Ninja instead of Lazarius and Theox. And then swap out Draco for Lydia. I do want to get that perfect Veil challenge done on this character though. Lazarius can Veil herself. We weak hit on him. Damn. Feels like he's getting a little tankier too. I don't know. Ah, shit, we gotta let these buffs run off. I gotta pay attention to that, especially at the Viper form. Hey, we still deal damage on it. Damn, that's a lot of debuffs. Damn, Senna, what happened to you? Fuck. Well, we didn't do as good as I thought we was gonna do with that team. We'll keep that and go to the next team. I wonder if Newt or Ninja would do better. Let's run the first couple of turns and see which one hits the hardest. It's hard to tell who's doing more damage. I don't think he's gonna be able to keep up with Newt actually, even with those burns. And if that's the case, we can just bring double Newt. Yeah, Newt's gonna blow him out of the water. I'm thinking of bringing Malum. some reason I thought that she got poison sensitivity. I guess not. Damn. Okay, what about Mithrala? What are we working with? Damn. Okay. Not a horrible build. There we go. Now he's getting up in the numbers. A big bag of Reese cups. Y'all want one? Come on, transform already. Damn, Newt. this team's doing pretty similar damage to the other, but we are able to hit different trials that we couldn't hit on the other. And I mean, we're hitting like 2.7 mil per A3 with Newt, which is like 60-70% more than what Teox was doing. Let that auto out for a few turns. Yeah, nice. Give me something to drink. All these continuous hills. Oh, I see why they landed. Too many poisons out. That counterattack challenge, we won't get it on the first rotation, but we should be able to get it on the second one, assuming we can stay alive that long. Man, Mithrala's really getting her petrifies out. Damn, Duchess, you was stunned. What happened? Oh, Mithrala, uh, cleansed. Duh. we're getting a little over 2 mil per turn on average, but our multiplier is already up to what it was on turn 25 or 26, and we're only turn 19, so technically we're doing better. Damn, just in time for all our shields to fall off. I wonder how much damage gets brought in off of those counterattacks. It's only about 100 and 150k per counterattack, but if he's doing it 5 turns, that would be half a mil. So every 10 turns you get about a mil. So it's gonna add about 5 or 6 mil to it. I mean, that helps. And even that 100k is kind of dependent on the debuffs out. That A3 is hitting right on 3 mil per turn or per hit. That is a lot of damage. I could have left out Mithrala and brought in the double newt and gotten the damage, but then I wouldn't have gotten 3 or 4 of them challenges. Alright, here we go. The part that always gets me. Shit. How's he just gonna come in and do that? I was not prepared for that. Either way, we more than one keyed it. And we was able to get 11 of the trials done. We would have got like 15 of them or 16 if we would have been able to have survived. I'm not sure how he just nuked me like that. He's not even dealing that much damage now. We'll keep it. We'll go for better next week. What do we get? Loss is still 5% less damage to the wearer. We'll take that. Alright, I think we're going to call it a night. I'm pretty tired. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching.